Have you ever wondered why some people move through life in a way that seems so different from everyone else? They don't appear to be rushing, yet they accomplish more. They don't seem to avoid problems, yet somehow they handle them with a kind of calm that others can only dream of. They are not louder than everyone else, but when they speak, people listen, and it makes you stop and ask yourself, what is it that they are doing differently? What is it about them that sets them apart? When you look closely, you realize that these people are not living a different kind of life because of luck or privilege. Many of them started in the same place as everyone else. They faced setbacks, failures, and difficulties just like anyone else would. The real difference lies in the small things they do day after day, in the choices they make, in the way they see the world. It's not dramatic, it's not flashy, but those small differences build up, and over time, they create a life that feels almost extraordinary. If you have ever watched people like this, you will notice that they approach problems in a way that feels unusual. While most people see a problem and either panic or rush to fix it without much thought, the ones who stand out push. They stop for a moment and ask questions. Not shallow questions like, how do I make this go away right now? But deeper ones like, why did this happen? What can I learn from it? How can I make sure this doesn't happen again? That push, that willingness to question is a difference that changes everything. Because when you only look for a quick solution, you will only ever get temporary results. But when you ask the right question, you discover answers that shape your future. They treat challenges as opportunity for growth instead of thinking, why me? They think, what is this here to teach me? That simple shift transforms the way they face life. And it's not that they enjoy problems, nobody does, but they use problems as a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and better prepared for the future. That's why, while others feel stuck, they keep moving forward. Time is another area where they live differently. For many people, time slips away without notice. Hours disappear into endless scrolling, meaningless conversations, or simply reacting to whatever comes their way. But those who stand out understand that time is the most valuable resource they will ever have. They treat it as something precious and not to be wasted. They know that once an hour is gone, it never comes back. This doesn't mean they live with constant seriousness, but it does mean they live intentionally. When they rest with purpose, choosing activities that refresh their mind and body. When they work, they focus deeply, avoiding distractions that steal their energy. They know that saying yes to the wrong things is the same as saying no to the right things. That's why they guard their time so carefully, making sure that what they do today is something they will be glad they invested in tomorrow. And then there is a failure. Most people are terrified of it. They see failure as a final stop, a dead end, a sign that they weren't good enough. But for those who see the world differently, failure is never the end. It's simply feedback, it's information. They don't think I failed, so I am not capable. They think I failed, so I just discovered one way that didn't work. Now I know better. They take failure as a teacher, not as a label. Imagine how a child learns to walk. Nobody expects a child to succeed the first time. They fall again and again, but every fall is another step closer to walking confidently. And nobody calls that child a failure for falling. In fact, every stumble is proof they are getting stronger. That's exactly how the people see their own setbacks. Failure doesn't scare them because they know it's part of the path. They know that every mistake brings them one step closer to success. Their relationships are also different. They understand that people around them shape their mindset, their energy, and even their future. You cannot spend all your time with negative, draining people and expect to grow. You cannot surround yourself with those who only complain and then wonder why life feels heavy. The people who live differently choose their circle with care. They spend time with those who lift them up, who challenge them, who make them think bigger. And they are not afraid to step away from toxic relationships, even when it's hard, because they know their environment matters. They also think about life in a longer frame. While many people want everything now, instant results, instant rewards, these people understand that the best things take time. They plant seeds today knowing the fruit may not come for years, but when it does, it will be worth it. Whether it's with health, career, or personal growth, they make decisions with the future in mind. They don't panic when things take longer than expected because they know that growth is not supposed to be instant. Just like a tree doesn't grow in one day, success doesn't either. That long term perspective gives them patience, and patience gives them power. And the way they communicate, it's subtle but powerful. They don't speak to impress, they speak to connect. They don't argue to win, they speak to understand. They listen more than they talk. And when they do speak, they choose their words carefully. Their conversations are not about being the loudest in the room, but about leaving the room with more clarity and connections. That's why when they talk, people pay attention. Not because their voice is the strongest, but because their words carry weight. They also manage their emotions in a way that's uncommon. Everyone feels anger, jealousy, fear, or sadness from time to time. That's human. But what separates them is the way they respond. Instead of reacting instantly, they push. They ask themselves, will this reaction make things better or worse? That push, even if it's just a few seconds, often saves them from decisions they would regret later. And over time, that emotional control becomes one of their greatest strengths. Perhaps the most important difference of all is that they never stop growing. They don't believe they already know enough. They don't settle into the comfort of thinking they have it all figured out. Instead, they remain curious, open, willing to learn from anyone and anything. They read, they listen, they observe, and they adopt. They see life as a journey of constant learning, and because of that, they stay sharp, creative, and prepared for whatever comes their way. If you really think about it, none of these differences are out of reach. They are not secrets locked away for a special few. They are choices, small choices, repeated consistently. Anyone can push before reacting. Anyone can choose better questions. Anyone can guard their time, learn from mistakes, choose good company, and think long term. Anyone can keep growing, but not everyone does. And that's the real difference. So, when you see someone who seems to glide through life with wisdom and strength, remember they are not doing one massive thing differently. They are doing many small things consistently that add up over time. It's in the questions they ask, the patience they practice, the people they keep close, the way they see failure, the value they place on time, the way they manage emotions. And the truth is, you can start today. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You don't need to change everything at once. All it takes is choosing one of these small differences and practicing it. Start by asking better questions, or by practicing your time, or by pushing before reacting. Each small choices will make a difference, and over time, those differences will shape your life into something you might not even recognize in the best way possible. Because in the end, what separates those who live ordinary lives from those who live extraordinary ones is not talent, luck, or background. It's choices. And those choices are valuable to you right now. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.